Welcome back, everybody, to Parkitect. Today we continue on as Gobotchland is thriving. Slowly but surely, this small park is accomplishing some hopefully big things in today's episode, as we are planning on building our first coaster today. We do have a member of the community that's going to be our featured guest of today's episode. Eric Von Schneider is going to be our guest. So I'm just going to pick a random person that I can find. A gentleman like Timothy Barnett, or Barnett here. We're gonna see if he'll let me rename Timothy. I think it will. Yes. So Eric, thank you so much for supporting the community. Again, if you want to become a featured guest, just subscribe and comment back down below in the video's comment section with your name. So Bosch Schneider, I hope that's right. I think so. So we are gonna have this be pinned up in the top right for today, so we can keep track of you throughout our episode. You are guest number 208. Been in the park for about an hour, it says here. Spent $87, and you've attractions. You have 8. Your favorite ride is the giant Ferris wheel as of right now, and you've bought several products. It says the pizza from Pizza is really worth it. It says you're broke, so you have $29 for right now, and you can kind of see the loop you've been making. So you came into the park, you've been looping around in here, doing your thing. And as of most recently, you have bought some pizza. And you can see your happiness is all the way up. Tiredness is about halfway. Hunger is low. All these different things. You can kind of see everything that's going on. So we can kind of keep tabs of you as we go. So thank you again for being a part of the community here. So here we go. Right now, you're in the giant Ferris wheel in the queue, waiting to get on. I think this is you right there. No, not you. Somewhere in that queue, you are ready to get going. But today, ladies and gents, we have a few plans. We want to get our first coaster up over here, and maybe look at expanding the park further to a food court, maybe a little expansion up north here. So as we look at that coaster expansion, first of all, I think what we need to do, I really should probably pay back all of the loan we owe, but that would take all of our money we have grown over the course of the last couple episodes. So honestly, I may just deal with what we have and just try to build a small steel coaster, something that's not too, I mean, it costs $1,700 to do a steel coaster. Trying to see what the base cost is for a lot of these things. Most of them are about $1,100 plus to get going. Yeah, I guess that steel coaster is just going to be the way we have to go with it. Unless we wanted to do like a minecart type thing. So we'll just stay with the steel coaster. And we need to decide where we want to build this thing. Where do we want to start it, of course. So, space we can rotate. I'm going to start it, I think, out here. Kind of behind this. So you'll have to go around the back to get to the coaster over here. So we're going to kind of start it out here. And there we go. So now we begin the coaster here. So I need to decide and determine exactly how much we want to build out. So we'll build... nope, don't want to do that. Let's just keep building right now. Build... How many carts can I do if I do that? Okay, that does 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 1, 2, 2 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 long. Or maybe 1 less. 5. So that's 5. All right. So from there, I think I want this to have a big drop. I want it to have a couple loops and big curves, and maybe potentially even go underground. That could be a fun thing. I want this to be a very exciting ride. It's kind of what we're looking at here. So we're paying attention to the money as we grow. Let's see here. So let's get things started, just get going. And pretty quickly, we're going to go straight into a lift. Okay, we're going to go straight into a lift vertical. Okay, so this lift vertical, we'll have to have... just some simple chains here, so lift up, and then we'll keep going up, 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 So you can kind of see where we're at right now with the lift. And we'll start to level it off a little bit more now. And there we go. Now we're here. So we're still at the lift. Uh-oh, we have a broken ride. That's going to have to get fixed. So thankfully, we have people working on this. So you can kind of see right here, it says the ride is not going to go up. Why? Does the lift not pull all the way through? Oh, I don't have lift all the way through. Okay. All right, give me some moments here. I'm going to get this fixed up. Okay, so right now, here's kind of where we're at. Again, we're going to be building this coaster as we get money. So it's going to be a work in progress. So hopefully by the end of the episode, we'll be able to open the ride up. So we're going to start it off, as you can see here, with a pretty steep lift. Not too incredibly steep. Just wanted to get the anticipation and excitement to build as they rise above the eye line of our park. And then they're going to rise to the top, have just a little coast area once they get through the lift. And then they will begin their descension on a very, very steep, very steep park, as we just reached 500 people into park, and we're going to go underground. So that's going to be where we continue on. We're going to pick this up here in a little bit once we have some more funds, because currently we are at the end, start of another month. We're paying people. So funds, as you can see, are not great as we, spend money. We got to make sure we're bringing in about $2 grand a month right now, which is still good, but we want to make sure we're not trying to do too much. We still have quite a bit of people here trying to get in queue for this. So that's doing good. Ferris wheel is doing good. We'll bump that price up to 6. Let's see here. We still have quite a few people paying what they're paying to get on this, so we'll keep that up a little bit. The hangar, 14 people in queue. We'll pay attention to that queue. I'm curious to see anymore. Has this ride still not been fixed? Broken restraints. Do we have somebody on site? Okay, it's being repaired. How many people? I have 2. I probably should hire a 3rd just to be safe. Just to be safe. Because right now, if I'm looking at my zone, zone 5. Yeah. I just need to make sure, like, this is zone 1. That's zone 2. Some of our zones, like that's 3, that's 4. This was not covered by anybody. So zone 5, he needs to be, that mechanic needs to be covering zone 5. All right, that's my bad. I just didn't have somebody working it. That's completely my fault. So that ride is up and going now. Curious again to see how much money this is going to be bringing in. Currently, pretty dang good queue. It's taking forever, they said. May bump that price up a little bit. I mean, it's not 29 in queue. It's really doing good. People, what are y'all saying about the entry fee? It's a good deal, says somebody. So we'll bump that up a few tickets, prices up. And everybody looks to be doing pretty good. Checking in on Eric. He says you're heading for the toilets, so there you go. Most recently, he went to the Ferris wheel, did that, bought some ice cream. Now he took a little break. Again, tiredness is okay. Toilet was all the way up. So he's doing his thing. Very good for him. Very good for him. So we have grown up to almost $2,000 in funds. Once we get that to about $3 grand, we'll continue to expand on the ride, which again is beginning its descension underground. Recent negative news just decreased the interest in theme parks, so that's gonna hurt us because of negative reviews. I don't know if that means our park had negative reviews or just in general about theme parks have had negative reviews. I don't know. That's not great though. We do have a puke there that people are stepping through. Who on earth is working in zone 1? Because this is technically zone 1, right? Zone 3? Maybe zone 3? Okay, I need, who's my zone 3 janitor? I need you to clean this, dude, please. Right here. Like, get that mopped up. Thank you. We gotta make sure we're keeping our park nice and tidy. Keeping things nice and neat. We have trash here. I mean, it's never been emptied, it says. What the crap is that? Empty it. Come here. Joe Crawford. Help me out, man. Empty out these things. We need people. I'm gonna have to hire more staff, and this we already have 1, 2, 4 people. I'm gonna have this guy just work here, I think. So let's add a new zone. You're just gonna work the entry plaza. Zone 6 is gonna be this guy's job. He's gonna make sure it is moving and grooving. So we just got to make sure we keep everything nice, because if people walk into your park and they immediately see somebody puked in the front entrance, we have trash bins absolutely full to capacity. It's not a good impression. It's not good at all. 7 people said they're not paying that much. It's okay. We still have a very long queue for that, so I think you are still willing, people. I'm not paying that much, says one person. I think you are. I think all these people are making... Okay, so this person said a little bit. All right, we'll drop that price a smidge. This ride is killing it. We're going to bump your price up. Still need to get this going some more. So let's slowly keep working on this. Again, we're underground. The park does not own building rights to that location. What? Okay, so I gotta back up. Can I not go underground? Okay, I can't do that. Alright, and now we leveled off that right there. As soon as that happens, we're going to go straight. And then I think we're going to hit them with a loop to the right. Build the loop. And then a loop to the left. And then a hard bank after the loop. Build that loop. Bank. Right, man, that's real intense. Have it snake. And then bank hard. Oh my goodness, what is happening? And then we're gonna have it turn, have it start to ascend a little bit here with the speed if it can. And then go straight, and then a sharp drop. I don't want that sharp of a drop, I guess. It needs to be a little less sharp. Okay. And then, so it's making it through. So the intensity is extreme. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I mean, triple loop is kind of obsessive. I'm gonna backtrack off this a little bit. I'm gonna fix a few things because extreme may be too much. Okay, we're at the point again. Out of money a little bit. This ride's gonna be absolutely insane, but for those that are thrill seekers, I think it's gonna be something they'll love. But we gotta grow the money before we can keep the completion of that. So it's again, you can see here, it's gonna have the start with the climb, the hard drop with the loop. It's gonna ascend again, then go down kind of a crazy drop, twisting and turning, and then short climb, short drop, launch hard into one more last climb, and then it'll go down to a steep drop and it'll spin back around to the end. So kind of some up and down, change of speed. I think it'd be fun. We're negative on money. No, that's okay. We spent a ton of money, so the money will go back up. That's not an issue for us. It's just a bit of an issue initially on that. All right, so we did have a ride breakdown as well. While we were fixing that, we were having some ride issues. You can see, gotta make sure these are staying hopefully as net positive as possible. What's going on here? I'm not paying that much for that ride. We're gonna leave it be. this ride looks too intense for you, keeping an eye on that queue, keeping an eye on this queue. People are really liking this ride still. Let's keep bumping those prices up. What are we saying about the entrance fee? No high intensity rides? Well, you just wait. You're gonna see it. It's coming. You're definitely gonna see some high intensity rides. I guess I could. Nobody's complaining about the price. I'm gonna bump it up to $6. I'm gonna bump that to $24.50. Okay, so we're back positive again. You see the money growing. It would be outstanding to have some positive word of mouth, and advertising, things like that. We're probably going to do at some point. And I really do think once we open this ride here, which is again just massive, I think once we open that ride, we're going to see a huge spike in our prices. I think everything's going to really benefit off of whatever we're going to name this ride. I want y'all in the comments, let me know ideas, what you think we should name this steel structure once it's completed. We'll hopefully see that by the end of this episode. But your feedback's important on that. Very curious to know or see your ideas of what you think would be a great name for this right here. So again, we're gonna let the money climb up a little bit before we just attempt to try to close that. Taking a look at the vandalism, that was a major issue last episode. We're good on that. Trash, we have a puke in an area here that needs to be cleaned. Do we have a janitor nearby? We do, certainly. One's coming right here underground, but I need somebody to come clean this. So this work zone 3 janitor, so it should be him. You should be here cleaning that for me right now. So we need to get that situated. Decoration is still really great throughout the park, so that's not an issue at all. And Eric, you are leaving the park, it says. So you've spent your time, you're gone. But for today's episode, you had a good journey. You came through, you rode your ride, you did some stuff, you went all around the park. You weren't much a fan of the high intensity rides, it appeared, but you set it low to very high, so you had a pretty big area, but you had a good time there. So Eric's our pinned guest. He is gone. Appreciate your visit here at GoBotch Land. All right, let's get this ride complete. We're close enough. We should be able to finish this thing on up, right? So let's go ahead and get that finished up. Go to the last descension, straighten that thing out, and then a hard loop around right here. Do we need a brake is the question. Is it going so slow that we need a brake at the very end? Is there a brake? Are we going to be able to make that turn happen? That's another question. So we're going to have it go loop around right there and then come back hard around. Okay. Come back this way one more time. Straight now, and voila. The ride is complete. Nothing too crazy. As you see the speed coming through here, the G's, the G-force we gotta pay attention to. We hit that part. Last ascension here to finish. Get a last little wave through there and pull back into the spot. Extreme intensity. Good grief. Oh gosh, I don't know, guys. So we're gonna have them exit. Let's have the ticket booth here. Exit there. And let's just build this queue out. I don't want the queue to be absolutely crazy, because I want lots of people to ride their ride and not wait for 10 years. So I think a queue of that sort right there is fine, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and with this build our tiles out. Double tiles, of course, as always. And then I think this is where we're going to expand out. So again, we're going to build out this here and build that out there. So they're going to be able to see the Enterprise from where they're going to be. Have these trees here as well. We're going to have to get rid of. Get rid of that tree. Get rid of this tree. And then I'm gonna have to move some of these other things over here as well. So we have some good situations here. I want to test this right out. It says high excitement, extreme intensity, just low nausea. So we're going to test it. We're also going to bump that up to be like a $10 ticket out the gate. Because we just know. We know it's going to be a money machine. We just need to make sure we... Let's stay up. Let's have some garbage bins pretty near and close around. Because I have a feeling we're going to need them. Especially when people get off the ride, of course. Fences. Let's just build these fences again around right here. Try to make it as engaging as possible. I know I'm not spending the time to build a huge entranceway for this ride. That may be something we can do at some further episode, but for right now, I just want to get it open, get money coming in, and it'll be okay. So this queue here, we're gonna have to complete the queue line. So let's have that queue line come out right there. Let's finish up these fences. Got some rain coming. That's very good, very good. Okay, so that's going to be done there. Now, I'm just going to quickly get these lights going, and then we'll open that pathway up. Okay, well, that's a little bit annoying, but we're going to get this thing open. We're out of money again. We just need to make sure this thing is set to go. So, it's extreme, but I think 13 bucks is where we're going to roll with this thing. You can see the decoration on it is only medium. That will climb. We're going to get that to get better as we build out the queue once we get money to roll in a little bit. Because it does cost, surprisingly, a fair amount of money to get these things decorated. So these plants, these bushes, you'd be surprised how much they really do. 40 bucks a pop, which is why I'm tempted to just keep doing these flower bushes that are 40 that are bigger, because the bigger they are, the easier it is to fill all the space, right? You can see we have our first guest lining up for the ride. It just did its final test run, and we are about to seat our first guests as we're still waiting for money. The crash in nearby theme park has scared potential customers. Great. Just what I want to hear. People are going to be fearful of coming because of scare tactics, basically. I mean, I get it. Something bad happens at a park. We don't even have a full first ride. I'm gonna have to change that. That's gotta have to be something we gotta make sure. Wait for full. We need to make sure it is full, because we're wasting money. But our first 4 people are on. They're on their ascension. We can view it with them here, so you can kind of get a bird's eye view of what it looks like a little bit, as if you're sitting here. Go with them here. They go down. Hard loop. Up they go. Excuse me. And then they're going to twist and turn down. Looks pretty sweet. I think it looks great. I think it looks great. And they're going to go through and, you know, the first coaster, I think. So look at that. Look at that beauty of a coaster. I think that's a good, make that a screenshot of some sort right there, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And what are people saying? Do we have people lining up in droves? We have very few lining up in droves. It looks too intense for me. I can't afford it. Great. Well, we'll see. This may be something that doesn't pay off because of how intense it actually is, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so Zone 5, we're expanding out further. Gonna make it covered out here. So if you're covering Zone 5, you know you gotta be all the way out here. You're Zone 5. I'm gonna hire another person. Not you. Not you. No, I don't want you. I want to fire. Let's get a knight. Put him there. You just gonna work around. We have two kind of work in the same areas. That's fine. So this will eventually start to get more traction as we expand out more of this park, this side. I'm also probably about to cut through here, so let's do that. We get more foot traffic coming that way. I think that makes sense. Can I not do that? Actually, no, I can't do that. Silly me. Silly me. I just destroyed those two things, and I can't even do that, so we'll put these back like I never messed with them to begin with. And we'll add another one of these trees right here, just to kind of cover up that view. What's another way I can get people to go around that way? Like, force foot traffic. Because right now it's one set path. Potentially go through this way. Or straight out of the gate from the park, I can have like an offshoot here to have them go around. But I want to force the entry in through the food court. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a path come out. And we're going to delete that tree. Gonna have a path come out, and we're just gonna have it loop behind this ride. For better or for worse. Okay, so we're gonna send that all the way down, and we'll have it go here. Have this all the way down, go here. And then we'll have it connect out here. Connect out there. Alright, Enterprise is broken down. Great. That's just fantastic. Thank you so much. Gonna do that. Yes. Okay, good. So we're gonna open this pathway up. We're gonna get a fence coming around. And again, all these things I know are a little bit tedious, so let me just go through and we'll speed this up. Okay, we have built the second passageway that comes around the park. Everybody, again, has to go through the entrance plaza, get through the food court. Once you presently go through that food court, you're going to be met with the Ferris wheel, the Enterprise. You can choose to go to the right where the go-karts are. where hopefully everything's going to do really well. Or you can choose to go to the left, loop around to the back side of the park where you'll go to our more intense rides, and this will be a separate wing which will expand out in a future episode or two, right? So it's kind of where we're at. Let's see how we're doing here. There's nobody on. Is nobody riding it? Holy crap. Why? Is it just too intense? Is it just too much? It is. All right, we're going to have to shut down the ride. Okay, because that's problematic. And I think it stems from this initial part right here. So we need to, can I click on that individual part? We just got to go through and fix this whole thing. All right, so bear with me. It's time to fix some stuff. Okay, so I changed that giant start with kind of a smaller drop. It's going to coast to the maximum velocity, about 40 to 41 miles per hour. Then it's going to loop. I don't think it's going to be able to ascend here. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to drop this a little bit. Okay, so we fixed it, I think. We're gonna let the ride go through its completion. There's the first loop. Second loop hits that launch, kind of snakes around, tight squeeze. Then we have two smaller drops. I think this will manage a whole lot better. A little bigger drop right here to finish on. Not too crazy. I hope it's just enough. Let's see. Okay, ultra extreme intensity. Why? Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. I've got to reimagine this for a bit. Okay, so I've made adjustments to take out. I still have two loops. I cut out some of the other things, like the first little mini hill we had, and some other stuff. So we're gonna see if this one finally hits. I'm good with high intensity or very high even. I gotta stay away from the extreme. Okay, I'm opening it to testing now. I'm gonna see with testing how this thing's gonna work, because I am trying to be optimistic with this ride. It still said on that last thing ultra extreme because of the G-forces basically and the speed of the ride. Like it's got a few drops, but I don't feel like it should be an ultra extreme. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna get this thing right, and it's gonna work. As it stands though, outside of that, it's raining, which is never good for some stuff, but what it is good for is business. We're gonna move that money up. We're gonna change it to these. Let's see, let's go with like a teal umbrella while it's raining. Make some money. What's going on here with the go-karts? People don't want to ride in the rain. That's fine. This ride is still popular in the rain, but they can't afford it. What's going on over here? Hangar 18. It's doing good. So these rides are still doing fairly well. Maybe drop the price down a smidge. And again, I'm waiting on these to test. So we're gonna see if these test results come in, how they're gonna do. Because right now it's at 38 intensity or medium excitement. The intensity is insane though, which is just mind-boggling to me. While that's happening though, I'm gonna work on our decorations a little bit more and see if we can fill it out a little bit more and try to get highest possible meter we can get here. So let's get a birch tree or two in here. And then on this side, we'll throw down a tree here, a tree here. Throw some of these maples around as well. Never hurts anything to have some nice foliage. And then get some of these blue bushes. Okay, that looks a lot better. To have these lined the whole way here. That looks fine. Okay, was the test done? Well, it still says extreme intensity. I may have to cut out one of these two loops. I think maybe that will solve our issue. All right, it went up. Ultra extreme. Okay. Okay, I can live with that. Very high excitement, high intensity, low nausea. Decoration right now is currently a medium. Open that sucker up. Good gravy. Okay, that took a lot of stuff. It's gonna also be a pretty quick ride, which is nice to see. It does fit. Let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, I guess. Yeah, just 20 per ride, but we can deal with that as long as the money's coming in for it. So again, want to get decorations up for this to make it look as nice as possible. So I'm probably going to add some water. I think water of some sort. Like let's look at fountains. Okay, let's look at fountain. If I can type. Let's look at some sort of fountain. These are terrible fountains. I don't really like those at all. Or fireworks. Fireworks could be fun. Yeah. So we can get a firework launcher here. And we can have that kind of go off. One on these sides as it's going through, and then another time as it's coming back through them this way. And then controller. Oh, effects controller. Just gonna get a tuck away over here a little bit. That controller right here. So how does this work? I've never messed with one of these, so okay, I guess I have that on. I don't know. I've never messed with this thing before, so honestly I have no clue on how good it is or anything of that nature, how exactly it works. But we're going to give it our best chance and see if it will make some nice effects at night only. Now, we also said there's supply surplus of ice cream. That makes the price of ice cream go down. But money-wise, we're doing pretty good, so as that park ride is open, we're going to pay off our full loan, get that out of here, and no longer is that an issue. So that's beautiful. The bus just dropped off 31 guests who prefer extreme intensity rides. Well, crap. We had an extreme intensity ride. Now we have a very high intensity ride. But yeah, the decoration's high. That's very excellent to see. At nighttime, it will have fireworks going off and around, which will be exciting for those looking. Looking at our decoration, we are still beautiful for the most part. This side of the park's not as pretty because it's just, you're looking at grass. There's nothing over here. But as it stands, y'all, we're in a pretty good spot. I think actually in a very manageable spot. The dusty go-karts are doing their thing. That's doing its thing. Ferris wheel's doing its thing. Not many people in queue right now for this ride, but that may be just because there's a new ride that's opened up and everybody wants to ride it. So as we end this one, we paid off our debt. We're going to put an attraction advertisement for our new coaster. And we're going to run that for, select the attraction, right? The steel coaster. We're going to run it for 3 months. We're going to do just flyer. Could do radio. Radio looks fun. How much would billboards be per month? Yeah, that's a lot. Let's just do flyers. So we're going to start our 3-month campaign for our steel coaster. See if that drives in people to come to the park to see what's going on. And hopefully bring in a ton of new revenue here to GoBotch Land, as we have pretty good numbers overall. But again, thank you so much for being a part of the series, the episode today. And again, if you want to become a featured guest, subscribe, comment below. But keep it tuned here for more tycoon management and simulation games. And stay safe. God bless. Catch you back here in the next one.